forward. And I will take this live.
All right, we have Ramo from Vietnam.
Good evening.
Good evening. What part of Vietnam are you in? Because Grant lives in Vietnam too.
Really?
Yeah.
He's recently in Vietnam.
I'm in Ho Chi Minh City, District 7. I just moved here 3 weeks ago.
Oh, I got it. I got it. I saw your profile. I saw that you're an ESL lecturer.
Yes,
You teach English for children.
Yes. I primarily teach kids.
Mhm.
Actually, I'm not sure if they'll join, but I invited some parents to join.
Mhm.
If they want to. Maybe they will. It's kind of an interesting, gonna be an interesting class because it's meant to be kind of a unique topic, but it can also help those who don't have kids. And maybe, I don't know if you have kids or not. Do you have kids? No, probably not. You're too young to have kids.
No, I'm still single. I'm not married.
Oh yeah. Do you have nieces and nephews, cousins? Anyways, okay. My point being is that if those adults who don't have kids may have a cousin, they have a niece, they have a nephew, these tips will also help you as well.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah.
I really appreciate all of the teacher, the foreign teacher, making the best effort to bring this foreign language to the children, and especially because when I used to learn English, but not in my own way. I had to learn at school, and sometimes a lot of people in my school, they feel pressed. They didn't find it separating nature when having English. They just learn grammar only. They have no condition to practice. They have no way to practice using English verbally or even in written way. And they even struggle when learning English in the university.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad I could do this for you guys.
Cool. Let me welcome a few people. Ayu is from Indonesia. Welcome, Ayu.
Hello, good evening from Indonesia.
All right, very good.
Nice to meet you. And Rihanna?
Rihanna, I believe, is from China. Am I correct?
Hello.
Hello,
Rihanna.
Yeah. Hello.
Oh, you're from China.
Yeah, hello, Rihanna. I'm from China.
你好吗？
Yeah, nice to meet you.
不客气，我不说中文。
你好。
我中文不好。Really bad.
你不说中文。
Pronunciation's good.
你说的。Yeah, it's good. Yeah, you speak well.
Pronunciation might sound good, but it doesn't mean I speak Chinese. 我说的中idiom.
Yeah, you can keep learning. Yeah, I think that you can get a good progress on Chinese.
I tend to and believe it or not, you're gonna shun me for this. I was in China for almost 8 years, but the thing is, I go, hey, why don't you study Chinese? I'll answer that because I'm not a university student. I'm not a student at a university, and I'm not doing business deals. All right. If I'm gonna do business deals, I'm gonna damn well learn the language so I can get them to buy my product, or I could do business with them, right? If I'm a university student, it's mandated to know Chinese, otherwise you're not going to know anything.
Right.
So I went to China to teach English. I didn't go there to learn Chinese. So I gradually got better. Like my understanding is still like a 3. I'm a 3, and that's being generous, basically. And that's like maybe 2.
Okay.
I mean, I would say that my listening and speaking is probably about a 2 or 3 out of 10.
Yes. So which city you lived in?
I was in Shenyang for almost 7 years, pretty much.
Sorry, pardon? Which city?
Shenyang.
Shenyang. Okay. Yeah.
The Liaoning province. I was in the Xinhe district.
All right, let me welcome a few more people. T
That-
is here.
Jean, Marie.
All right, welcome T from Thailand, Masao from Japan, and Eugene from Ukraine, and Anna from Bangladesh, and then Marie from the Caribbean, and then Yuri is from Indonesia. I think Monkey is one of your students.
Monkey. Maybe her mother joined.
She turned her camera on very briefly, but she's is a child.
Oh, Monkey, you can say hello. It's okay. It's meant for your mom to listen, but I don't mind talking to you for a little bit. Monkey, I'm gonna be overwhelmed. Your mom can sit with you, maybe. Hi, Monkey.
Yeah. Yes.
Hello, Grant. Hello, everyone.
Oh, Lucky is here. Hey, Lucky from Indonesia, and then Nanny is here from Indonesia.
So, Monkey's actually one of my students. The meeting is meant for adults, for parents, but they love me so much they don't care. But they might run away if they see a bunch of adults in here.
Yeah.
Monkey, is your mother with you?
No, she's working.
Oh, I mean, you can listen, buddy. It might be a little boring for you, though, but I know you like coming to my class.
Yes. My mom didn't understand. Yeah.
I know. You can teach your mom, okay?
No, she didn't understand me.
You can tell her, you can translate for her. All right, I see Lan Nujen, Lan Chi. I think those are some of my students as well.
No, Lan is from Vietnam. She's one of ours. Hey,
Yeah.
Lan.
One of my students. Emma. All right. I'll give it one more minute, guys, and then we'll start. I'll give you guys a minute. The good news is I know how to record this meeting. So if you know my profile, it is a public profile. You guys can watch this video again. Let's say you have to go early, or let's say you have a friend that wants to see this meeting that couldn't attend. I'm going to send the link to the group, and then you guys can click that link and watch the live or send to a friend or whatever have you. Okay. I think we can give it, we can start. James, what do you think?
Yes, let's go ahead.
Okay, so for those who don't know who I am, I saw you guys in the last class for Mr. James's birthday, and my name is Grant. I've been teaching for 15 years. I taught in China for almost 8 years before moving back to the States, and then just about 3 weeks ago, or almost a month ago, I decided to move to Vietnam. I mean, I had already decided. I just moved to Vietnam a month ago, but it was already premeditated. So I've been teaching English for over 8 years now, online for over 5 years of it, like online. But I worked at the same school almost the whole time I was in China. No, I'm not married. No, I don't have kids because I said so. There you go. That's also a common question I get asked all the time. Why? Because I don't want to. I am an uncle of 2 nephews and 1 niece, and either a niece or nephew on the way. My youngest brother is expecting, but I don't know if it's a girl or boy yet. So I'll be an uncle to 4, and I'm good with that. And I feel I'm a teacher to many. So, Monkey is one of my students as well. Maybe Chi is as well. Do you recognize Chi? If you don't recognize him, he might be one of mine. Yeah. Anyway, so let's go ahead and get started. So for my lesson today, I want to talk to you guys about, as a parent or as an adult, how you guys can improve and enhance your skills, mastering English. So for adults and parents alike, to enhance your language skill. So basically, if you're a parent, if you're an uncle, if you're an aunt, If you're an older brother or sister or older cousin, these are things that you can do to work together, to help each other out. And if you're not a parent, an uncle, an aunt, an older brother or cousin, it still can be really helpful for you guys. You just have to tweak the advice that's in this PPT to cater to your needs. So we'll go ahead and start. So basically dive into a world of words. So basically imagine your home as a treasure trove of English words and phrases, waiting to be discovered by your child or yourself for that matter. So if you're just starting to learn English or you're not really sure, you're at a lower English level, you can start labeling things, or even for those who are a higher level. If you don't know what some things are in English, label them. And that will help you see what it actually is that you're looking at. So you're immersing yourself in that environment. Stick labels on objects if you got younger siblings or cousins or kids, like door, table, chair. So they're seeing it everywhere. Read a bedtime story to your child. Read a story to yourself. Enjoy your own English TV show or movies, and add subtitles to help you guys improve. So again, no kids, no brothers, whatever. Again, cater to your own needs. Instead of a fun children's story, you can find your own novel that you're interested in. Instead of watching Peppa Pig, you can watch a regular English TV show. I will say this is, believe it or not, if you're just learning English, watch a cartoon. You'll understand it better than you might think. And that's what I did when I was learning some Spanish. Is I would watch a cartoon in Spanish. They're the easiest to understand because they're made for kids. So if you're a beginner learner and you're watching like a cartoon, you're going to hear those simple words that you've been studying and learning. Mastering the art of active listening. So basically, it's not just about hearing, it's about understanding. Encourage your child, encourage yourself to listen actively, helping them develop crucial communication skills that will strive them for life. And again, for yourself, not if you're not your child, and yourself. After watching the show, ask questions about what it was about, or if you're a parent, ask them what it is they listened to, what it is they watched. Encourage games, again, might sound silly, but a group of adults, it does not hurt to play Simon Says or I Spy, because believe it or not, you're emerging that environment. Get a group of 20 friends to play Simon Says. You'll be surprised how enhancing that can be to improve your English. Or scavenger hunt. Again, so Simon Says I Spy when it comes to kids, children, brothers, sisters. But again, it doesn't hurt us grown adults to do the same. English songs or podcasts. You can listen to English songs and podcasts to, again, enhance your active listening. If there are questions, guys, you can ask them in the chat. If I happen to come across, I check occasionally. I will do my best to answer them. Or James can interrupt me and say, hey, there's questions, and I will answer them, or he will answer them. All right. Play your way to fluency. So learning should feel like playtime. You should make the environment fun for you. Again, no kids, cater to yourself. Make English fun for you to learn. Find ways to make it interesting. Find ways to make it a way that you'll be able to understand it. For your children, you can create games. Create a game environment out of it. If you are a child, have fun. Do everything you can to make the environment fun for you to learn. Stories, videos, animation, story time. Okay? Crossword puzzles. All right. Turn everyday moments into learning opportunities. Okay? Infuse English into your daily activities to make it a natural part of your life or your child's life. This approach not only teaches you or them practical language skills, but it makes learning more meaningful. Like discuss your day. This can relate to taking a tape recorder. Again, no kids, whatever. Take a tape recorder, record your day, make a journal of your day so you can listen to your journal, listen to your day. How was it? Where did you go? What did you do? Who did you meet? What happened? What was a highlight of that day? You have kids, count, sing in English when doing chores. You want to make that environment an emerged environment for your kids or for yourself. I am going a bit fast, so I apologize. I'll try to slow down. If you want me to repeat something, I can repeat it, or if there's something you don't understand, please ask away. By the way, this is my biggest audience. I usually get my biggest audience with my kids, the kids classes I do, we're like 20, but we're at 32, so woohoo, thank you. Aim for the stars with realistic goals. So you cannot say, I'm going to be fluent in German tomorrow, unless you're a prodigy child. Unless you have like a super smart cousin, niece, nephew, or child, no one's going to learn German in a day. No one's going to learn English in a day. So set realistic goals, make them achievable for yourself and your child. And if you have a child, ask them, what is your goal? What would you like to do by the end of the year? What would you like to do by next month? What would you like to learn? Because if you create the environment for your child or for yourself, you set it up for you to prosper. You set it up so you're not going to fail. You set it up where you're going to succeed. Okay? You set it up where you're going to succeed. Set a goal for the number of English books to read each week, or shows to watch, or music to listen to. So you want to make that goal for yourself. Practice English conversation skills, focusing on topics or themes. Okay. Let's see here. Keep going. Any questions thus far, guys? Any questions? Any? Nope. I see nods. Celebrate good time. Come on, celebrate your progress, guys. Celebrate it. All right. When you meet that goal, when you succeed at what you want to succeed, I could see Nani singing a song for celebrating. I've seen how active she is in the classes. I see her singing. She'll be doing karaoke.
Oh my goodness. You still remember?
Imagine you singing. I don't know, because I've only seen you a couple times, but you have such a bright personality. I definitely see you singing a song when you hit that milestone. Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you're not the karaoke type.
I am. You're right.
I don't even know it. I called it. Oh my God. I can look at people and I can say, Eduardo is a karaoke guy too. He will go to a karaoke bar and sing too. I know. I knew it. Ha! I'm right. James won't. James will not. He's like, you do it, I will watch. I'm wrong. I think I'm wrong.
James always said, not sure.
I know James for a while. Maybe I'm kind of cheating. I don't think he'd go to a karaoke bar and sing. All right. Anyways, build your confidence, right? So now, okay, just a little disclaimer, guys. Native speakers get sidetracked. Okay, we see each other get sidetracked. I got sidetracked. I lost my train of thought because I went into karaoke land. Okay. Anyways, so your child's confidence, yourself, your confidence. Miss Nani, do you have any children, nieces, nephews, grandchildren, any of that sort?
Sure, I have.
Yeah. So, and may I ask how old they are?
Wow, right. 14, 21.
Oh, okay, 14.
Yeah. 12 of them, different ages.
Yeah, so the one is 14. I mean, definitely this could be very valuable for him. You guys got it together. I don't know how well he speaks, whether he speaks just as good as you or worse or better. A lot of parents say that their kids speak better than them. I don't know if you're going to admit or deny that.
Yeah, that's true. You speak better English than me. I taught him.
Environment. That's why. For shame that, years ago, you guys were not in an English classroom environment. So, and as as we get older, we forget our mind is no longer a sponge. So if you guys haven't learned something, guys, kids have a mind of a sponge. Their mind is a sponge. They absorb much more than we do. If you're older than the age of 20, your sponge is gone. No, older than the age of maybe 14, really up to age 12, the sponge goes away. Really up to age 8, the sponge goes away. They absorb so much. But when we get older, 20s, 30s, 40s, you start to learn and then you forget what you learned. Anyways, okay, so yes. Celebrate finishing a book or mastering a new set of vocab with a small reward. Ice cream, maybe for those who want ice cream. If you really feel like being a kid at heart, make a sticker chart. Doesn't matter how old you are, whether you're 30, 40, or 50 years old, make yourself a sticker chart. I achieved this goal and I feel good about it, right? It doesn't hurt to make yourself a sticker chart. It doesn't hurt to be a kid again. Dive into the world of books. Reading is a gateway to language development. Encourage yourself to read on a regular basis to enhance your vocabulary, their vocabulary. Your grandchild is 14 years old. You probably can choose the same book, the same novel, and talk about it together, whatever book he's interested in, or maybe he's like, I don't want to read. Maybe find a comic book, even comic books for kids. You'd be surprised on what they will be able to find in a comic book. You can make anything a learning opportunity. If they like comics, you can make a lesson about comics. I just had a group of 3 kids in my VIP class. I'm not really fond of the curriculum that I wanted to teach, and they're not fond of it either. I asked them a debatable question. I said, should you get homework on the weekend? Believe it or not, 2 out of the 3 said they should. And that's another topic for another time. But if you find something that gains their interest, they'll be more likely to study more. If you find something that's interesting to you, you guys will be able to prosper. Okay. Visit the library. Get a cozy book. Read it before you go to bed. Read it to your kid before they go to bed. Okay. Talk to talk. I always talk about this. No pun intended. Talk to talk. Practice your speaking skills. Practice makes what, guys? Practice makes perfect. And I'll add this. If you don't use it, what happens? Anybody chat, unmute yourself. If you don't use it,
you lose it.
Thank you. Yes, I always say that to everyone. Goes, how do I improve my speaking skills? If you don't use it, you lose it. You could study for years, but if you go 6 months without using, or actually if you study for years, but you don't use it outside of your learning environment, it's going to go in one ear and out the other, and it's going to be forgotten. It's going to be like you wasted your tuition money. You're paying a tuition to study English, and then if you don't use what you're learning, it's basically a wash. If you want to work out and you pay for a gym membership, right? You pay for the year, and you go twice that year out, whatever it is, $100, $200. Because you thought you were going to go work out every week, and you saw that, damn, I went to the gym twice this year. I wasted my money. If you're going to learn a skill, you have to be able to practice using it, right? If you're going to learn the guitar, right? You go to class, you learn the guitar, you take a class from the instructor. You need to practice before you come back the next week. If you take a guitar class with an instructor, and then you don't practice that week, and you go back, you're going to be repeating the same lesson over and over again. So you'll be repeating the same lesson over and over again if you don't use what you're learning. So encourage to speak English daily to boost your confidence and fluency, to boost your child's confidence and fluency, your cousin, whatever. Practice your pronunciation together for a fun challenge. So for, again, no one else told me they have a niece or nephew or little brother, sister, kids. I've rolled as a teacher to students. This could be a fun thing. Practice pronouncing it together. Tongue twister challenges will be fun for them, especially if you as a teacher are tongue-tied. And they'll laugh at that. They'll laugh and they'll have fun with it. All right. Dive into a world of words. So, am I repeating this? I don't know why. Forgive me. I was a repeat. Okay. Embrace technology for enhanced learning. Technology can be a valuable ally in English learning. Use it wisely to supplement your child's learning with interactive and engaging resources. Explore apps focusing on English vocabulary, grammar, reading, comprehension. Watch videos together. Join on English learning communities to help you guys. There are 3 questions I took away from this that you guys might be thinking, and that I would like to take questions from you guys. I know it's kind of been fast or kind of a short thing, but I want to be able to take your questions as well and go through other questions that I come across that you might go, oh, yeah, I'm wondering about that too. So those who, I hate to say the word, those who want to consider themselves having no time, I have no time, I'm too busy, blah, 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 excuse. BS, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. But how can I improve my English? That I don't have much time. I work, I have my kids, I go to sleep, and I repeat myself. Learn by apps, podcasts, put on these headphones, right? You're at work, your boss isn't telling you to do anything, put on headphones. Practice speaking the language with your language partner 15 minutes a day. Get your partner, practice 15 minutes out of your 12-hour day. If you're up at 7 and you're in bed by 10, you have 15 minutes that you can practice a day. All right. All right. Now, again, you can relate this to yourself or a neighbor or niece, nephew. How can I incorporate English into my child's daily routine? How can you incorporate it into your routine? So when you're with your kid, your niece, your nephew, yourself, it doesn't really matter. Read a book together before they go to bed. So for those who have cousins, nieces, nephews, grandkids, maybe not for the 14-year-old. I don't think a 14-year-old wants a bedtime story, but you can read them a story. Watch a movie or an English cartoon with subtitles so they can see the language. Label things around. So it's kind of repeating the same things we just went through. And finally, my child is already learning English at school. How can I supplement their learning at home without overwhelming them? So again, you don't want to overwhelm your child when they're doing this. You can incorporate English into everyday activities, such as cooking or shopping. So when you take them to the market, when you're cooking at home with them, when you're shopping with them, you can incorporate that English environment. Watch English movies together, TV shows together. So make it a fun, indirect English environment for them. So you want to make it a fun environment for them. You want to make it exciting for them. You want them to improve their English. You want your child to speak English. You want to speak English. You have to make it interesting for them or yourself. So encourage your child to practice English with their family and friends. That means if you're a parent, you need to be the one to practice with your kid. If it's just yourself, you need to be the one that makes the initiative to practice with your brother, sister, cousin, aunt, uncle, co-worker, whatever means necessary. I have other common questions on hand, but I would like to open up the floor to you guys. That's my PPT, guys. But I do want to answer questions. I can stick around, and whether it's pertaining to a kid you have or no kid you don't have, I'm happy to take questions, whether you want to put them in the chat or you want me to kind of go through more questions I've seen. It's ultimately up to you guys. So yeah. So questions, yeah. Anyone have any questions, Eduardo, anything I can be of help?
Yes, hey Grant. You
Yeah.
know, I was thinking about how much of the source language we can use when we teach English. I mean, Spanish in my case, like to my nephew.
Okay, that's a good question. So you're saying how much English should you use in their environment compared
Yes,
to Spanish?
and also explain things using the Spanish, for example, in my case. Like, should I use only English or just mixing?
I think it depends. Personally, in my opinion, I do not think you should all of a sudden go cold turkey for your kids and solely speak English. Solely to speak English and not use Spanish. I think that if you're trying to teach your nephew, I don't know, does your brother speak any English, or are you the one that speaks English?
Nobody.
So, tu hermano no inglés. So, I mean, then if you're just the uncle, are you living there or you just occasionally visit?
He lives next door.
Oh, okay. Well, it's ultimately up to you what kind of uncle you want to be. Like, if he's at home with his father and mother, I would say make an English environment in your home. And then he'll be immersed in that environment, and he needs to use English with you and just do his best. Now, if he's stressed and he's like cringing and he looks up, how old is your nephew, by the way?
7.
7. That's going to be a frustrating age. So if he's not understanding something, you can go into a little more detail and explain something into Spanish. I mean, let's say, I don't know, maybe you're talking about going to the park that day, or you're going to go shopping with him that day. Then you can pretty much, say that to him. If he looks at you with a bug-eyed face going, huh? But I don't know if I'm making that right, but he's like, huh? What? Huh? Then you go, nosotros vito a la parque, or whatever. I probably said that horribly. Probably said that wrong. But you said it right. But you can also reiterate it in Spanish, or you say it in Spanish first, and then you say it again in English, so he hears the English last. I think if something in English first and then in Spanish, the English is going to go out the door. So say it in Spanish first, repeat it in English if he's not having a hard time. So if he's having a hard time expressing himself, then you can repeat it in Spanish and then repeat it back in English. So he's rehearing the phrase you said. So English, Spanish, English. So the last phrase he hears is in English. That would be my 2 cents. But as the uncle, when you say if he sleeps over, movie night, music night, whatever, find a fun movie in English. I see 3 hands. I'm just engaged in this. But I hope that's helpful. And I think now that you're the one that speaks English, I don't know why your brother doesn't speak English, but I think he can have fun. You can have fun with it. I think so.
Yes, here in my city, nobody speaks English. It's very hard to find people to practice with, and also it's not very common to find people that speaks English. So it's like, I wish it was like, in some other places where you can find easily someone that speaks English, walking on the street. But, it's here just, they teach English at school, but it's not very good. It's very basic, and they teach the same topics all the time. So we always make a joke with the verb to be. That's the main topic, verb to be. But
I think your nephew will do really good. It depends on how he takes it. And does he fight it? Does he fight speaking English with you, or does he How is he? Or
I
is
haven't tried, but and since now I'm going to start like
he's out
seeing and
where he can absorb a lot more and understand a lot more and say, oh my God, I can't say it in Spanish, but anyways, you'll be saying in Spanish today. We're going to speak English. All right, let's go to Roselle. I see 3 hands. If you have a hand, I'll put you on the list. Roselle, Rasel. If I'm saying your name wrong, forgive me. What is your question? Rochelle.
Yeah, this is Atiku Jaman Russell, but my friends and family call me Russell, so you can call me Russell. My problem is I'm not a native speaker, but I'm trying to learn English. I'm working on my English. I understand, but I can't speak fluently. At first, when I talk with others members, at first I translate in my brain in my language. Then I will try translate in English. That's my problem. That's why I can't speak fluently. So that's my problem.
So you're the issue you're running into is coming up with something to say in the midst of speaking, right? Like you can't think of the correct. So and that's okay. So it's okay to stop and describe what it is that you want to say. Like if there's something that in your head that you can't, I'm going to give a really funny example. If you don't know the word cat, you go, oh, this is the animal. It has 4 legs, it meows, it gets chased by dogs. I can't think of the word. More than likely, they're going to say it's a cat. So you describe the word that you can't think of. It may take longer for you to get your point across, but you'll eventually get your point across one way or another. So I hope that's helpful. Okay.
So thank you, sir. But I'm trying, but I can't speak fluently. That's my problem.
Keep
So pray for me.
practicing, keep using it, keep speaking with your peers, keep speaking with your language partners. You use the group. You go to find some Discord English channels. If you really are in a bind, hire an English tutor or English teacher to help you as well. It's like somebody who wants to learn the guitar and learning by themselves can't get the right notes right. You gotta have to eventually hire a teacher one way or another. So I wish you the best of luck. I think you're gonna do great.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank
No
you.
problem.
Thanks for your concern.
Miss Nieves from Venezuela. Hello.
Venezuela, yes. My native English, my native language is Spanish. Well, yes, I really appreciate
a Spanish teacher, and it's a good thing. One of my Spanish teachers, you resemble her. I thought of her when I saw your face.
Well, I'm a teacher. I worked in Venezuela for 25 years, teaching children in the primary school. So I really appreciate all your work, all your suggestions about helping children to learn English. Actually, I'm working on practicing with my grandchildren, and we go to the library once a month and pick up a lot of books, and every day we read. They choose their books. So I know my English is not very fluently. I even don't have confidence, but we practice every day, and at the same time, I learned a lot of vocabulary. Sometimes they say to me if I am wrong pronouncing a word, but we are sorry.
Who is they? Who's saying you're pronouncing it wrong?
My grandchildren. They correct my pronunciation sometimes.
The children or the children will?
Yes. Yeah. They are 6 and 7 years old. So Yes, I've been working with them, trying to immerse them into the lecture of English since they were 4 and 5 years old. So we are working together, and I've been practicing by myself for a year, reading, practicing for just myself, but now I'm working with them. So it has inspired me to continue. That's why
Yeah.
that's why I'm trying to join you and the other groups just for practicing. It hasn't been easy for me, but I found myself a little bit confident now. I know it's hard because it has a lot of steps, reading, writing. I don't have problem writing, reading, but my main problem is when I need to speak. So I'm struggling to jump to another step in my English, be more confident, and not forget my vocabulary. As you said,
The kids are going to be confident. That's what's going to happen is you show the confidence that you're striving to improve yourself. They're going to do the same. And it's so cute that they're correcting you too. I'll give you a short story. When I wasn't really learning Spanish, but I learned Spanish, believe it or not, from 5 and 6 year olds, like the simple stuff like counting and colors and stuff. And I remember it was the color red. I kept saying rojo, rojo, rojo. And then she did the thing with her lips. She's like, rojo, rojo. I couldn't do the tongue thing. So I was being taught how to speak Spanish when I was just cute. But I think it's a bittersweet thing when they correct you, because you're admitting mistakes and saying it's okay to make mistakes, and you'll get better and better. And now that you're becoming a Spanish English teacher, which is great, I admire that. They're going to learn great things from you. And what's even better is that they might not be good at English, but you're able to explain things in more detail to them when it comes to speaking English. You can, again, with Eduardo, you two should actually connect with each other, because he teaches kids and you teach kids. Although I think, Eduardo, you have older kids you teach, right? They're older, right?
Yes. Oh, yes. I teach. I teach English to 15 years old and
Oh,
12 years old, and
okay.
Spanish 7 to 12.
Oh, 7 to 12. So you guys can still like bunker up ideas that you guys are like kind of work, they're trying to make an English environment for them. But cartoons, believe it or not, Miss Neris, watch them yourself, because you'll learn so much from Peppa. Well, actually, stay away from Peppa Pig. I'm so sick.
yes, sometimes when we are watching TV, I ask them to explain me what's going on, and they already know. I already know what is going on in the movie, but
Yeah.
I just want to check if they understand what is going on in the movie.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
I love your story, and as I told with Eduardo, I'm happy to collaborate with. If you're in Venezuela, I don't know the time difference between you and Vietnam, but I really want to expand my open classes to other children around the world, not just China, Vietnam, and all that, Asian area. I want to collaborate with. I want to work together where I can bring an English environment for more children around the world. It's just a matter of if the times can sync up. And send me a message if you can find me in the group, and we can talk about it later. But I would love to do that with you guys. So, yeah. Miss Nami! Only 3 hands. We'll end with you. But go on.
No, I just actually want to share some kind of cases in my class. The student just coming from the other city, the third big city in Indonesia, in the North Sumatra Island, moved to my education center. He is really good at writing, speaking, listening and reading, but not with speaking. So I have many ways and methods, but didn't work. Hasn't been hasn't worked with him. So do you have any idea with this grade 10?
Okay, so grade 10, they're good. You said
Grade
they're
10.
listening.
Grade 10. Yeah.
Oh, they can.
They doesn't like to speak. But all tests what interview him all around 90. The score.
Okay.
Yeah, 90.
He,
But not with his speaking. He prefers silent than talk. I don't know how to push something about himself to talk. I almost answered my wish, but I haven't given up yet. Maybe you can tell me what another injection to put on him.
grade 10 is tough, and I think people are gonna. I mean, I'm not a parent, but anyone who's a parent who's had kids has.
No, it's not bad. It's not bad. It's my students at
There's-
school.
What I'm saying is, at that grade, it's a very tough grade to convince them to do what you want them to do. And if if anyone here is a teacher to that age, they'll know what I'm talking about. That's why I don't particularly want to teach high schoolers. I stay away from them. I don't want, they scare me. They scare me.
He already scared me either.
So, I mean, here's where you got to find the happy medium. If anyone is in the chat that has ideas, share them or unmute themselves and speak up, because maybe I'm not giving the best feedback. But try to find something that relates to him, something that he's really interested in. Maybe he's really into, I don't know, history about something. Maybe he's really into dragons. Maybe he's really into comic books.
He actually loves drawing. I use it a lot, but just simple thing. This, that, teacher Nani. What? I want you to talk and explain. Not this.
He's into drawing, like drawing pictures?
Yeah, he loves drawing. And I keep making kind of stories, so he loves like mini books. Yeah, it is like finally mini books. And he wrote everything he drew. It's perfect. But when I ask him to tell me the story, he doesn't want to open his mouth. Just tell simple things and done.
Here's what you do. How you can, darn it, what's the word I'm looking for? Persuade him to speak more, or oh, there's a word for it. It's I can't think of the word. But here's what you can do to try to emerge that environment. Find drawing videos in English. He's really into drawing. Art Kids Hub, well, he draws really well. Art Kids Hub is really simple, like for people who don't know how to draw like myself. But like, find videos in English. Persuade is the word I'm looking for. Persuade him to use English. So you give him an incentive. Say, you tell me the story about your artwork, and we will have a drawing activity tomorrow, or something like that. Or your homework. Make the homework a fun project. Don't call it homework. Call it a project. I want you to draw the most fascinating drawing you can think of in this world. And I want you to record a video, 1 to 2 minutes, telling me what it is. You don't need to make him tell you a whole essay, unless he really is into it. But give him a 1 to 2 minute project. I want you to draw a picture, and I want you to record a video tell me what it is. I want to go through this. Wow, there's a big question here. I hear somebody. I hear a voice.
Iman. I suggest here to make a piece of theater, to play theater with the students,
like role play. Do you mean like role play, or
Dialogues also are very good.
Role play is like a golden theater. Role play, in my opinion, is like the golden buzzer of all English things. If you can do role play with those kids or with yourself, with your family, with your friends, again, I can make this a lecture cater to anybody. But to my surprise, I've gotten more questions than I expected from people who have those nieces, nephews, students. I'm really happy to hear from this group that you guys took a good amount of this lecture. I wanted to before I go I hope I've answered your question, Nani. And I had a question from Kingston. I wanted to read this. In my country, people tend to use broken English. For example, open your shoes. Oh God, yeah, Kristen, I don't even want to continue because I already know how you're feeling by that first sentence. But I'm gonna mind my manners. Okay. Children may know the mistakes made by their parents or adults around them, and they probably correct them. But as they grow up, they begin to accept such mistakes, and they may subconsciously use them since these mistakes are too common that such mistakes have become acceptable. Should we as adults tell or remind them that it is a mistake? It depends on, I don't know if you're talking in general or to your kid, Kingston. Can you unmute yourself? I don't see you. But Kingston, unless you disappeared, did you disappear?
He's here.
You are here?
I'm here. I'm here.
Oh, okay. I'm looking for you. Oh, there you are. Okay. Sorry, I see so many boxes. Okay, so I have some questions for you. So when you're talking about that, are you talking about correcting children with their mistakes or correcting other adults with their mistake?
It can be both, I guess, but mainly children because they have like tests going on, whatever, right? Then they have essays. They need to be able to write as competently as possible, and it shows this kind of mistake show in their essay. That's one thing. And another thing, as they grow up, it seems this mistake seems to be fossilized in them that they will. It's okay to use this mistake since everybody is making such mistakes. It has been a challenge in my country, so much so the fault is on the teachers. You see what I mean? And even though their teachers may say, well, we don't, it's wrong. But then the society may seems that, if you say it this way, you come across as like, being smart. You know what I mean?
I know where you're coming from. I sorry to interrupt, but I think if I'm wrong, you could say I'm wrong and then correct me. But I think I know where you're going. So there's a conundrum. The conundrum that students run into is whether or not the student should correct the teacher if they know that it's correct. Now, I'll give you a very common thing that I see happen a lot, and that's pronunciation. Yeah, conundrums like a problem, like the problem that you might run into. So the conundrum is that a student hears a teacher go, appall. Like when they're trying to say apple, they say appall. Jane, funny enough that I cannot mispronounce a word on purpose. It's funny. I can't mispronounce a word on purpose. Okay, but maybe a teacher's teaching. Okay, banana, pear, grape, appall. Now, if a kid hears that and they know that it's apple and not appall, honestly, I encourage the child to politely correct the teacher because there's no harm especially if I'm going to put Eduardo on the spot. I don't think he's ever said appall, but if he said the word appall, I would hope a student would correct him and he go, oh yeah, apple. Or Nanny gave a perfect example where her kids correct her all the time. I think she takes it more as a blessing than as a criticism. because she just mentioned that her kids will, the students will correct her, you know, and it's okay. I guess it really depends on how you're correcting them. If a kid is wrong and they're saying like the word appall, you can say, hey, it's apple. It depends on the way that you correct the student. It all depends on how you bring it up. You cannot say you're wrong, it's apple. Just in class today, I think they said the cats is, it was something very small. And I just like, I kind of like indirectly corrected them. I didn't say you're wrong. I said, remember, it's the cats are sleepy, not the cats is sleepy. It wasn't
Okay.
the exact sentence, but it happened today actually. And it was just like a friendly, the cats are sleeping, you know. Again,
So
not
we
the,
have to say it indirectly instead of, saying that you're wrong,
don't call
right? We have to be indirect.
and say, Fernando, you're wrong. It's not apple, it's apple. You just repeat the correct word. Please, for the love of God, do not say apple when you're saying apple. Yeah, but Teacher Grant said it was apple. Apple.
By the way, have you been to Singapore before?
I have not. I have traveled. I
Or
traveled
Malaysia?
to Italy. I lived in China for almost 8 years, and I
No,
visited
no.
Vietnam back in July, and I just moved here last month. So yeah.
You may be surprised how they speak English. I think it's more of a broken English rather than what we
Yeah.
call standard English. So do you find that it's okay?
Yeah, that's why we call it Singlish, Singaporean English, not
Yes,
English.
correct, Nani. Correct, Nani.
Or Spanglish.
But I wish we had something like that, but here nobody uses English, so you at least have people around, speaking in English.
I've been in Singapore here only 3 hours. I've been there many times. I never used their language except English because even the Malay totally different with our Malay here. So I used English.
How did you find them speaking English with you, Nani?
Yeah, that's it. Singlish I thought. Singaporean English, the way no way lah, something like that. Can I again? No way lah.
Are there any final questions I can address? I'm happy it was helpful for you guys. Hopefully those who don't have kids, I know Mr. Kwok, forgive me, I don't know how to say your name, the guy, the not married t-shirt, I can't say your name.
Ramo.
Kwadok, okay. I hope that even though those who don't have children or nieces and nephews or brothers and sisters, I hope that it still can find yourself relatable to it. And I hope it was helpful. Like I said, I was quite surprised even hearing, I was imagining maybe 2 people would be able to relate to this. But I'm happy that those who are teachers too. So hopefully what I've been able to help you guys with has given you guys some insight. So final questions, final roll.
Could I make the last question?
Go for it.
Yes, I teach every day and I'm struggling to keep it fun, like make the classes fun for the kids because I teach every day.
You
I don't have time.
something that's unexpected. You have to go crazy. My cousin did this one time to get her class's attention, and she's no longer teaching. She's the same age as me. Actually, she's like 3 months older than me. And to get their attention, this is what she did. She literally jumped up on her desk and said, "Hello, everyone," and got their attention. You have to do something spontaneous. I see your hand. I will get to you. Don't worry. You have to do something that's going to grab their attention. If you bust out and rap and sing a famous English song, that's going to get their English attention. And then you're going to say, okay, so obviously you want to find a kid-friendly song that they listen to. It might be difficult for 12 to 15-year-olds when there's few curse words here and there, but maybe find something from, I don't know, Taylor Swift or something. I don't know. Break out in song, sing a song. That's what you do, and you break down the lyrics. Okay, so what does it mean when she says this? What does it mean when he says that? And so that's hello, yes, I see your. Who is that? Nearest?
Who?
My daughter? You're muted, you're muted. She's muted, Jane. Hello?
Hello. Saluda, pues.
Hello.
Hi.
Yes. Tell him your name. Tell your name. How old are you? Tell him.
My name is Donato. My years old is 5.
Donato? Donato.
With D,
Habla con él.
Donato.
Dile, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too,
Where
Renato.
did you study? Tell them where do you study and which grade are you in?
My grade is kindergarten, and my start is BPK.
Wow.
Okay, wow.
So good.
Tell them where were you the last in the weekend? Where did you go?
I went to a camping that is where motorcycles go and you make races. My dad was in 9th place. That I was like impressed that I saw him, and I was like, Daddy, and I saw his number. That was 11131.
Wow.
Wow. Awesome.
Oh.
Wow. It's very, very nice to meet you. I'm so happy that you came to visit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Llama Angela.
Any questions for me?
No.
Donato. ¿Cuál? Está preguntando el nombre. What's your name?
My name is Donato.
Donato.
Tell them where
No,
were you born?
Oh, Donato.
Donato.
Oh,
Tell them where you born.
sorry, Donato. Thank you, James. Donato. All right.
Llama Angela. Okay.
Iman, we'll come with you really quick. Iman?
Iman.
Hello, Iman?
Hello.
Hi.
Actually, I have a question. I have 2 kids. One is about 5 years old, and the second is 3 years old. When I want to teach them with English and also French, they want always to study my native language, which is Arabic. But they don't want to study English or French, and I have some difficulties with them. Also, cartoons. They want always to see Arabic cartoons and not French or English cartoons. Could you please tell me how can I solve this problem if you have any idea? Thank you.
Okay, so I hear they're 2 and 3 years old. I see your granddaughter as your granddaughter as well. I'll get to her. Don't worry, I'll meet her in a second. So Iman, they're 2 and 3 years old. That's tough because they're still learning their own language as well, and I would just say maybe try to make a game out of it. Make them earn their keep. Like, okay, Kingston, thank you, Kingston. Maybe get a sticker chart. So every single time they make an achievement or they do something well in English, you give them a sticker and they earn something. So you give them a treat. Remember what I was talking about in the PPT where you make a goal for them. And if they meet that goal, if they meet that expectation, they can get something. Maybe they want ice cream. Maybe they want to go to the park. Maybe they can go on a water slide park or whatever it is that they have available. Make that incentive for them to earn their to earn that treat. You want to make it so they can earn it and make it fun for them. Maybe when it comes to TV time, they want TV. It has to be in English. If they don't, then they do something else. 15 minutes a day is all you basically got to get out of them in English, being that they're 2 and 3 years old, because they have a minimum attention span. So I hope that's helpful. Do you have additional questions for me before I move on to Stella?
Thank you so much.
Okay. All right, no problem. Nearest, I wanted to go to Stella first, and then I'll come to you back. Stella, where are you?
Hello, I'm here.
Hi. Are you here for my PPT, or I think I didn't see you come in, or were you here?
Hello, can you see me now?
Yes, I
Can
see
you
it.
hear me?
Yes.
Can
What
you
is your
hear me?
question?
Okay, so my question is that, like, my friends, they are good at writing, studying grammar, studying vocabularies, and they're also studying they are good at listening, and 3 skills they are good at, but they have difficulties in speaking. While they know how to speak, but but there is no words come out from their mouth when they are trying to speak. So that how can I help them?
Okay, so you help your peers, like they're around the same age as you, right? And you're trying to help them speak. So,
Yes.
being that you speak so well, you can relate to them because they're your own age. It's not like you're a teacher like Eduardo or Nani. So you actually have an advantage. You have a big advantage compared to Eduardo and Nani. So you can try to do your best to be patient and take it step by step. So break down the dialogue that you want to teach them. You cannot teach them Shakespeare in a day, if that makes sense, right? You cannot teach them the whole Shakespeare dialogue. I mean, you couldn't teach me Shakespeare in a day, but I mean, you can't. So you want to break down your lessons. Maybe I'm not saying you are, but maybe you're teaching them too much and it's too much for them to absorb. And again, I don't know how you're helping them, or maybe it's a schoolwork, or maybe it's school, but maybe you're saying too much. So you have to back it up a bit. You have to break it down so it's a more understandable, so that your peers can understand what it is you're trying to teach them. So I hope that's helpful. And if you have other questions, I'm happy to answer them. In the future, you can just tag me in the group or send me a message, and I'm happy to do my best to answer those questions. So
Thank you so much.
question though, I appreciate you coming in. All right, Nearest, I know you want to introduce your granddaughter, right?
Yes. Saludos.
Hello.
Hello. Nice to meet you. I'm Angela. I'm 7 years old, and I love to read, write, and learn how to take apart numbers, and I love my grandma so much.
Oh, that's so sweet. It's very, and I'm sorry, what is your name again?
Angela.
Angela. I can say that one just fine. Angela. And that's good. So you like math, is that right? You like math? I'm the opposite. Maybe you should
Last weekend.
I went to see the motorcycles, and my dad got to race in his motorcycle, and he was in 10th place, and he wanted to give me something like a prize, but he didn't got to give it to me.
Oh,
Forgot.
yeah. It sounds like you guys had a fun time. I'm jealous. I wish I was at that race. I think you had a blast.
And I got to go in a motorcycle and ride it by myself.
Yeah, that's crazy. You wrote it. I'm assuming you were with your father when you wrote it, not on your own, right? Yeah. I would have to be with someone to ride a motorcycle. I probably would crash that thing. So, all right, guys. Well, very nice to meet you, Angela. And very nice to meet
Bye.
you. We'll talk soon. We'll talk later. All right, guys. I think I'm gonna wrap it up. It is 10 p.m. on my side, and I can see how happy they are to leave you. Like, I can go play. I'm done, Grandma. I'm done. Final chat questions, guys. I don't have time to do more unmuting, but any final chats, I think I've talked more than I can. Other than that, I'll just call out names to Nearest, Masao, Eduardo, Wu, everybody. I can't say everybody's name, but everybody who's here, I appreciate you for joining. I'm glad. I'm so happy this was helpful. I was kind of worried. I'm like, guys, we're just a bunch of adults. How's my presentation gonna be helpful? But I'm learning now that some of you guys have kids. So I will say this, guys. If you do have children that are outside of Vietnam and China and stuff, I have time on the weekend, my Saturdays. Right now it is 10 p.m. so you can do the math wherever you are. And I want to work with you. If you can find more students together, I want to open up free classes for them to join so they have an English environment and have some fun. If they can make 8 a.m. Vietnam time, which I know for Eduardo would not work because they're not going to wake up at midnight or whatever it is, let me know and I will give you information for that class. So if you're near Vietnam, 8 a.m. Sundays, I do open classes. But if you're not, talk to me. I'll work together with you to create a class for them. So I appreciate all of you guys. James, final thoughts? You want to say anything before we end it?
No, not really. Just good to have everyone here. I think it was a very successful meeting.
Yeah, I might do more. Would it be helpful if I do more of these to relate to more? I mean, because I see a lot of teachers here, a lot of parents. I can try to figure out like more information and guidance for you guys to help you guys. So, I mean, I hope, and everyone stayed. So, I mean, I would have thought they would have left and think, I don't want kids stuff. Anyways, guys, by the way, you can go to the profile. This is live. You can review it afterwards. I'll post it. I think I might post this on my YouTube channel as well, and you guys can review it there as well. I'll put that YouTube in my profile there. So yeah, everyone, thank you. Have a good night. Love you all, and I will see you guys next time. I will end the meeting now.
Thank you, Grant.
Okay,
That's
stop.
Thank you so
awesome.
much, Grant.
Stella, now you can send me an
Thank you, Grant. Bye bye, everyone. Have a
invite.
nice
Send me an
time.
invite as
Bye bye. See you soon. Bye.
Yeah. Bye-bye, Nearest. Yeah, if you guys could send me a
Bye.
request, especially if you have kids, I want to invite them to the class. All right. Bye, guys.
Okay. They
Bye.
will. Bye.
Bye bye, guys.